Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Marksman. In today's video we are going to learn about how we can create a website in the Visual Studio ASP.NET web application. So we'll quickly start with the creating a project. I have opened the Visual Studio 2015. You may use a Visual Studio 2012 as well. So I'll click on the new project window. So we can see that there are multiple options we can see after click on the new project. By default Visual C# is selected and ASP.NET web application is selected. So we'll focus on the ASP.NET web application as we are planning to create a web application or a website for now with a single page. There is also .NET framework. There are lots of framework available. There are different languages available, but we'll look into all this one by one in later videos. I just want to quickly show that if I click on the Visual C++, VC++, we can only see the Windows application option over here. Windows application option over here. So let's click on the Visual C#. Click on the ASP.NET web application. Location is the workspace where your project is stored. So you can change this location and you can store your save your application where you want, save your project where you want. So I'll give my site a name to my project and I click on the OK. So we can see that ASP.NET 4.5.2 framework provides some templates, empty template, waveform, MVC. MVC is a module view controller. We will look into this topic with a separate video. Web API is there, single page application is there, Azure, Azure mobile service is there. So Azure is a cloud for provided by Microsoft, and there are lots of options over here, but we are trying to learn from the scratch, so we will click on the empty template. So it is preparing a project for us. So we'll wait. So now you can see that there is a solution, and solution contain a project which we give a name my site. So what project contained in it? So properties is there, property contain assembly info, uh, references are there. So references are pre-compiled libraries which can be referred in our project directly. Script folder is there, and there are some config file. Looked into this web.config file. This is very important file when we implement our web application or website. We'll look all this topic one by one detail in later video series. For now, our focus is creating a simple web page and try to host it on our browser, local browser. So, so there is no any other stuff in our my project. So I'll right click on my project. I'll click on new item. So to run my application, there must be some form or uh, some GUI or user interface should be there on my website, which will be hosted on my browser. So there are HTML pages, JavaScript pages, web form pages available for this. So we will click on the web forms. So what is different between the .aspx page? If I click on the web form, the aspx page comes. If I click on the HTML, then extension got changed for that particular page. If I click on the JavaScript, then .js script will appear. But currently, as a beginner, we will focus on the web form, which having a .aspx extension, and we can change the name of our form. I'll rename it as hello. I clicked on the add. So you can see that there is an HTML code. You can see that there is a hello.aspx page, web.config file from the file explorer, and this new entity added in our project, which is a .aspx page. If we extend this .aspx, we found that there are two more pages contained in .aspx page. First one is a hello.aspx.cs, second one is hello.aspx.designer.cs. So what this page contain, what is the purpose of this page, we'll look into that. So I just open a hello.aspx.cs, so we can found there are some using entity, there is some C# code in the .cs file. So name space is my site, which is our project name. We can see that there one partial class with our form name, and it contain one method with the page load. So this is for a server side coding. What is the server side coding? I'll explain uh, as we proceed further. And this is a designer.cs page. So this is nothing but the control we are going to use on our ASPX page, which is a HTML page. It will be automatically listed on that designer page. So designer, this HTML code and this design are linked to each other. This is a UI part, and there must be some operation performed after click on that UI. It is written here as in the form of event. So there is only single method, page method, page load method in my aspx.cs page. So let's go back to the our hello.aspx page. So this is a designing view of my aspx page. As I selected designing, if I selected on source, then HTML code will appear. If I click on the split, then I can see code, HTML code and the designer together. But let's choose a source. So you can see that there is a form, there is a div tag, and same is we can see over here. So what we are going to implement, we will take one simple button, and we will perform the click operation on that button, and there must be something happen with that click button. Okay, so I clicked on the toolbar. There are some standard toolbars provided by the ASP.NET Framework, .NET Framework precisely, data, validation. So try this control at your side. Data control is related to database. Validation control are validating our input and output, and lots of control available, lots of ready-made control provided by .NET Framework. So try it by your own, learn it by your own. If you found any difficulty, come to the video and let me know in comment. I'll prepare one separate video for that also as well on your request. So we will go with the standard. Before that, you also check here is the server explorer. So server explorer is just about to connecting with the database. So database server is all listed over in this tab, server explorer. The cloud is also there, which is Azure. My MS SQL server, MySQL, all can be connected over here with our application. But right now we are not going to use any database in our application. So let's back to the button. Let's back to the control. So I double click on this button. So what happened after double click on this button? The button control appear on my SPX page. So it is not only appear over here, it also mean that it is appear in my .aspx HTML code, and it is also appeared in my designer.cs page code. See, and the form was already there, but new button is already added in SPX. So this is source code, HTML source code is automatically got modified. The so what ASP colon specifies that button is a ASP control active server page control, and it will be worked on the server side with the three attributes ID, run at, and text. So run at server will specify that this button will be used at the server side. So as I said that designing, source and designer, both three are the same entities. So to prove that, I'll paste a button over here. So you can observe that even though I pasted same line, the ID of the button got changed. So it means that every control should have a unique ID in my web application or web form. In my that same web form, we can't have two controls with the same ID. It is a unique identification for that page. Run at is add there, and text is an property. Text is an actual caption of that button. So it is expected that if I copied and paste another button in the HTML code, it should be get reflected over here. So yes, it is reflected. Two buttons are there, and it should be also reflected in designer. So yes, it is there. Before, the button 1 is only there, now button 2 is also there. So in this way, these three pages are linked to each other, or in either way we can say that these three are representing a same entity in it. So so what I'll say, uh, if I select my button and right click on properties, so I can found multiple properties available for the button control. So text is one property, so we're going to change click on me. So this is the caption I am able to view on my browser, and this is the button. I didn't change anything over here. So see, the caption of the text value is changed. The caption of the button got changed, and the second button I didn't modify any caption, so button is as it is there. Right now we don't need a button, so we closed it, we delete it. Now just have a look what I am going to do. I am double clicking on that button. What happened after double click on that button? We already seen that in ASP.cs page only one method was there, page load. Now second method is added, which is a button click method. So when we click on that button, double click on that button, the code is automatically got created over here. If I if code is already there, if I first time click on the button, then .cs in .cs file code is created, function is created. If I select double click next time on the button, then cursor will automatically get into that method. It won't create another method for that. If method is already there, then cursor will get into that method. So after click on the button, there should be some happen on the page, right? So we'll take one more control. We'll take a text box. So we will go to the property of the text box, and we'll check the change the ID. So for there are some naming convention followed in IT industry. So we can this is for text. TXT is a prefix for different company, different naming convention there. We'll create one more video for that, one separate video. I clicked on the so right now I'm keeping button one as ID, but it should be different. So after click on me, some value should be appear in the text box when we run our project. So text, so what name we given, what ID we given, the text underscore hello dot, what property should we get reflected or change once we click on the uh, button. So it should change its text property. Text property means a string. So I'll write hello brother. Okay, so once we click on the button, the value of the text box got changed. So this is expected. So we are done with our code, and I'm going to launch a website. So to launch the website, we can click on this green arrow. We can choose a browser available. I'll choose Chrome. If you want to debug it, you can do it from here, but right now we are going to run our application. So when we click on that run button, play button, there are lots of operation performed at backend. Our web application communicate, our Visual Studio IDE communicate with the IIS, and IIS host our website, and it will be uh, hit on our browser. So you can see that on browser there is one localhost colon some random port number and hello.aspx. So our site is hosted on the local IIS, which is a local host. There is one random port number which is available, and on that port our page is visible. Through that port our page is visible to the browser. So what could we did? On click on the button, click on me, some text should be appear in text box. So here it is working. If I click on me, hello brother string appears in the text box. So that's it for today. Hope you learned something today. If you have any question, please let me know in comment section. I'll happy to answer. uh, Before closing the video, I'd like to left with one question. See, now I refresh my browser, I refresh my web page, and ticks in the text box got disappear. Hello brother string got disappear. So why this happened? Why the text on the button click on me not vanished, and only text box value got vanished? So let me know if you know that. Search it for it and answer this question in comment section. I'll briefly explain why this is happening and how we can preserve our value in the text box, even though the uh, page is reloaded or refreshed. We click on the refresh button on the web page. So thanks for watching video. Have a good day.